Atisha'S Sutras of Mind Training. The fifth sutra, change from thinking to feeling. That is not the end. You have to begin your journey, change from thinking to feeling, and then from feeling to being. The fifth sutra of Atisha'S says, change your inclination and then maintain it. What does it mean? Change your inclination from mind to heart. That is the first change. Logic, all that is mathematical. Heart is the seat of emotions. Think less and feel more. Intellectualize less, intuit more. Thinking is the process of the mind. It is indeed a very deceptive process. It makes you feel that you are doing great things, but you are simply making castles in the air. Thoughts are nothing but castles in the air. Feelings are more material and substantial. Feelings transform. Feelings transform you. Thinking about love is not going to help in any way. But feeling love is bound to bring about change. Thinking is very much loved by ego because ego feeds on fictions, and thinking is the greatest fiction. The ego cannot digest anything that is real, and thinking is a fictitious process. It is a kind of dreaming, a sophisticated dreaming. Dreams are pictorial and thinking is conceptual, but the process is the same. Dreaming is very primitive. Indeed, it is primitive kind of thinking, and thinking is a civilized kind of dreaming. Change from mind to heart, from thinking to feeling, from logic to love. And the second stage is you move from heart to being. Heart bridges the being and the mind. Being is your center, and it is the deepest layer that exists in you. And at the layer of being, even feelings do not enter. Normally people are emotional, but a master is not emotional. And at the level, at the center, the being, there is lack of feeling. There is no feeling. Remember these three words: mind, heart, and being. Being is your purest nature. Surrounding the being is the feeling, and surrounding feeling is thinking. Thinking is far away from being, but feeling is somewhat closer. It comes between the two. Feeling reflects some glory of the being. It is just as in the sunset, sun is reflected by the clouds, and clouds start having beautiful colors. They themselves are not the sun, but they are reflecting the light of the sun. Feeling is like that. It is close to being, so feelings reflect some of the qualities of the being. Then the question comes, what is being? Being is neither thinking nor feeling. Instead, it is pure emptiness. One simply is. Thinking is very selfish and egoistic. Feeling is more altruistic, less egoistic. Feeling is more altruistic and less egoistic. Being is no ego, egolessness. Neither selfishness nor altruism. Instead is spontaneity. A moment-to-moment responsiveness is indeed the way. One does not live according to oneself. Instead, one lives according to God, according to the whole, according to consciousness. Feeling is half, and no half can ever satisfy you. Thinking and feeling are two halves, and then you will remain divided. Being is total, and only the total can bring contentment, and with contentment, flowering can happen. And then the ultimate, the fourth, happens. And this is the change from being to non-being. Being is the state which according to Sufis is called fana. The drop has merged in the ocean, but still it has merged into the ocean. This is the beginning, and then drop, as it merges in the ocean, it surrenders to the totality of the ocean, and in that surrender, ocean lends its magnanimity, its quality, its wholeness to the drop. This is nirvana or enlightenment. One simply disappears, one simply is not. God is, or enlightenment is, it surrounds you. Light is, delight is, but there is no one who is delighted. Just as when I say light is, but there is no lighted object. So far your experience of light is that of lighted object. When you see the lighted object, your bulb, or anything for that matter, you say there is light. This is not light. This is lighted object. So light is, delight is, neither this nor that. There is nobody who is delighted. Instant delight surrounds you. Neti, neti, neither this nor that. Neither existence nor non-existence is. This is indeed the ultimate state. Atisha is slowly and slowly taking his disciples towards this totality, the ultimate, the fourth. Let me repeat. From thinking, first you move to feeling, and then from feeling to being. And then in the final stage, you move from being to non-being. And when you reach to the state of non-being, you have arrived. One has disappeared and one has arrived. You do not exist as an individual. For the first time, you exist as totality. And then, for the first time, one really is, because you exist as totality, as wholeness. And this is the cosmic presence, or it is this presence that is known as oceanic. You exist as an ocean, total. It is not the aggregate. Instead, it is the totality of all that is there. When individual drops merge in the ocean, they do not exist as an individual drops. Instead, they become the part of oneness that ocean is. Their presence becomes oceanic. This is the ultimate.